Yeah. Welcome back to the Change Your Plans podcast. Oh boy. Sorry we're a little bit late.
Trying to get things organized a little bit.
A little bit of drama up in here.
Had a little bit of a runaway kid. We took care of it though.
Yeah.
We just want to straighten out. You're going to see me looking over here. We're on IG Live. Hello, everyone. And we're on Facebook Live as well. Cheers to us. Change Your Plans podcast.
Doing it up.
We're back at it.
Doing it up.
It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah. Oh, also on YouTube, and we're on Twitch.
Oh, we're on Twitch. I don't even know what Twitch is.
Twitch is where the gamers are at. What's up, gamers?
What's up, gamers? How's everyone? If people are commenting on the IG Live, it's way too far away for me to see it.
So. Yeah, and it looks like there's quite a bunch. So, knock that off.
Yeah. So if I don't respond to you guys, I appreciate the support. So
we'll totally get a kick out of it later when we look at it after the show.
Yes. So how's everyone doing? How are you doing, Joe?
Well, so it's funny. I got home around 6:30. We were gonna go live at 7.
Oh, hold on. Go ahead. Keep talking. We just dropped this camera a little bit.
And I got home and I went and sat out back. And my son charged up my MacBook.
Yep.
And so we did the old switcheroo. He took my phone. So, he knows you're coming over at 7.
He does. He's a good kid, Elliot.
So Elliot's solid dude, and he knew it was coming. So he was like, I'm on it. But the phone rings, and an 860 came up, and you're in my phone, but I'd never seen that before. Yeah. Like, and so I answered I thought it was you. I figured it's like 10 of, 20 of.
Mm-hmm.
And I answer the phone, and this voice goes, "Hi, who's this?" I go, "Who's this?" And he introduces himself as a Wethersfield police officer where I live. And oops, my daughter had walked out into my backyard. And then she commandeered someone's bike.
Commandeer means took someone's bike.
And then she drove to the main intersection.
Yeah.
And was planning on crossing the street to deliver junk mail we got from Go SpeedNet. And so some lady saw my daughter, and she called the cops. And because this has happened once before, the cops already had my phone number. So kudos to the Wethersfield PD.
Cheers to them. Cheers. Yeah. Glad they found
Cheers
your
to
daughter.
them. I wasn't drinking before, just so you know. And I had only just gotten home, so I don't want anyone to think I'm not admitting to child neglect or anything on camera.
That's okay. You got a lawyer with you.
That's good. Why this guy's here. Yeah. The best. All right. So anyway, but I was, it's funny. You mentioned we haven't done a show in a couple of weeks.
We haven't. There's been a lot going on.
You turned 43.
45, but thank you for keeping track.
You're 45.
Yes, I'm 45.
What are you, skipping years now?
Yeah.
I thought you were 42. You were 44?
I was 44, man.
Now you're 45.
Some kind of friend you are.
You're catching up.
This camera keeps messing up on IG, by the way. We might have to shut this off. You guys can see it.
No, you know what you could do? Lower the thing.
Second. Hold on.
I'll share my thought, and then you can comment when you finish I can't. Vinny's running tech tonight, which I'd love.
Are we good? Are we good over here?
So here's the messed up week or so that I've had. I have obviously a studio down here. I know some people don't like the wood paneling, but I do. And whatever. I don't know if there's clips up here. We used to run a green screen there. Maybe I'll put it back.
We're going. It's kind of like Married with Children, kind of like Wayne's World.
Do you know when I came to this house, before I even knew there was a basement, I was like, we were gonna buy it, and then I came down here, and I grew up in a house with a wood panel basement.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was like my favorite place in the world. And I had an aunt who also had, exact kind of same basement. And so I've always been partial to wood paneling. I don't know why I'm explaining it. I don't feel like I don't.
You want to know why, Joe? Because
justify
no one likes wood paneling.
Well,
so you're
fuck everybody.
You're justifying why you got a weird wood paneling fetish. Sure, yes, I turned 45.
And you went away for your birthday. Where'd you go?
We went to Puerto Rico.
Now, here's the thing. I know Claudia loves you, and I'm sure you had a great time.
Claudia's my wife for all you new viewers, so I know you see this and you're like, "Damn, he's married." But yes,
I didn't mean to blow up your spot. By the way,
I just got to be clear for the new viewers.
You don't like islands or vacations or any of that stuff.
No.
So how is it for your? That sounds like
the camera. I'm out. Okay, we're good. We're good.
You figured it out.
Yeah, I figured it out. I just like looking at myself.
Find your spot on the mark and don't move.
I hate the islands. It's not that I hate the islands. I just don't like the beach, and my wife loves the beach. You look good, Joe, today, by the way.
Yeah, I didn't realize my shirt was like half off.
I mean, you were just like, there we go. So I'll get my little chest hat right there, by the way, the diamond.
Yeah, look at you.
Yeah. Woo, with the chain. I got this chain in Puerto Rico, by the way.
How much?
About 30, 40 grand or $1,000. It was 1,000.
You bought a chain where'd you buy it from? A jewelry store?
Yeah. So funny story about the chain because my wife had the same reaction.
Who the fuck goes to Puerto Rico and it's like, you know what I'm going to do while I'm here? Pick up some gold.
No, so my wife had the same reaction, but she didn't realize how much I paid for it until I got on the plane. So she fully supported the purchase. Nice old couple. They had like old pictures with, Rocky Marciano and like all these fucking boxers. And I'm like, oh, cool old fucking dude. Let me buy this necklace. And then I'm on the plane and I'm like, oh, I got a deal. It's $1,000. And she's like, what? And she had the same reaction you did. But I always wanted a gold necklace. I want something to remember Puerto Rico by. So, but I had a blast.
Bro, you could have gone to Spencer's and got a chain for like $99.
Listen, why? Because then, I had the chain on, and I just felt the vibe immediately. I felt like I'm in Puerto Rico. I got some tats. I got the gold chain, and I was in it, dude. I loved it, by the way. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a big island guy, but I love me some Puerto Rico. Good food, good weather, good people, good music. Shout out to Puerto Rico.
Not only are they good people, they're Americans.
Fun fact, I didn't realize that they can't vote.
They're partially Americans.
Yeah, which is crazy, right? So
it's funny. Well, yeah, if you're born in Puerto Rico and you move to Connecticut, now you can vote.
Well, correct. You just got to get over here.
Yeah, you just can't vote there.
Yeah, which is crazy. So the funny thing is too,
and Washington D.C., by the way, is the same way. You don't get to vote.
Yeah. So, but in Puerto Rico, they have in Old San Juan, they have the statues of all the most recent presidents, but they left out one guy on purpose.
Really?
So it just stops with Obama.
Oh wow,
it's kind of weird, right? Is
it the paper towels?
Dude, they told the guy we were driving us around didn't have power for a year and a half. A year and a half.
Yeah, that's not.
That was wild. But I
remember when that happened, and they said, their infrastructure needed like $80 billion to be fixed.
It was wild. But you go down there, you would have never known they went through all of it, which was just amazing in itself. I think it's how resilient people are. But I had a blast. But yes, my wife had fun. It was, so I think you were getting to, yes, it was like a birthday trip, and I don't like going to the island.
Yeah.
But my wife is fantastic in the fact that if I just wanted to hang out in the hotel room and just stay out of the heat, she would just leave me alone. She could just go do her own thing on vacation, and then we meet up for dinner. So it works out perfect.
What do you do all day in Puerto Rico?
Listen, well, first of all, I was a fucking trooper because I hung out on the beach. I went in the ocean. I was a new man.
I'm proud of you.
I just cheers. I went with another buddy of mine, my buddy Scott.
Are we drinking something different?
I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is.
It's like colored.
I think you got ginger ale, dude.
No, this is not ginger ale.
It's definitely ginger ale.
No, I'm telling you.
Yeah. So we did that. I'm going on another
No.
trip.
Where you going?
I'm going to Nashville.
Tennessee?
Yeah, I don't think there's another Nashville.
There is in Egypt.
I'm going to Tennessee, everybody. I'm not going to Egypt. But
All
yes,
right. Well,
going for 24 hours, but it'll be a quick trip.
what are you doing? You going to get
Dog
dogs?
rescue. Yeah, so we have shout out to Ella Langley. She's a country singer.
Yeah, I saw her on your
Yes.
on your IG.
On my IG, yeah. So shout out to Ella Langley. She's actually going to be on like Hoda and whatever that show on NBC in the morning.
Oh, the Today Show.
Yeah. So she's gonna be
Tomorrow.
on Tuesday. But we're doing a big press release, and she organized a big adoption event down in Nashville on Monday. So I'm flying. I'm going to get there Sunday night, help wash the dogs up on Monday, hopefully meet some famous people. I know you're used to it because you hang around with famous people. And then I'll be back. But shout out to Positive Rescue, all my board members out there, Ella Langley, Lauren, Bryn, Lexi, all them. But yeah, it's a big time. We're going to go in and out real quick, a little velo trip. Trying to do good things. It's like my new thing this week is to do more service. I feel like if I do more service, like I feel better, and then better things come in my life. So I'm trying to.
Oh, I got to tell you a messed up story.
This is really gonna bring down the like good service vibe. Like we were vibing, like I was trying to give some life advice to people about doing service, and you were just
you're gonna like
took
this.
a fucking rocket launcher and was like, "Hey, buddy,
maybe you can help me with
All
this."
right.
This was I was in a very awkward situation. Okay, now let me just quick backstory.
Do you
I'll
have
make
our
this
comments
brief.
on this, by the way. Like, there's no one commenting today.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. That's weird.
What's up, everyone?
I can't believe they're not commenting. Maybe it's not.
Maybe they don't like us. All right.
Maybe it's just not registering. Too bad you couldn't read that. So my daughter has autism, which explains the first part of the show where she ran away. This past Saturday, we went to the Dunkin' Donut Park. Oh, good. We do see comments now. Nobody was commenting. They were just caught up in all the exhilarating exchange here. And so I get that. I totally do. Vinny keeps drifting because of the Instagram live. And so next thing you know, he's going to be in a different room. And we'll just have to keep on keeping on.
I want everyone to get the full taste of the wood paneling in your house.
All right. I like it. I mean, it goes all around. So
it's everywhere.
That's not
no matter where I go.
That's not your thing. It's not your thing. So, what story was I just telling?
I don't know. You had a question for me. You wanted some life advice from the life coach.
So we go to Dunkin' Donuts Park. My mother-in-law knew of this event and was like, "Oh, it's an autism awareness event. We should go." And so a former good friend of mine, and someone who does a lot of work in the community, like myself, I like to get involved.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a doing kind of guy. So we go to this event, and unbeknownst to me, after we walk in and we get registered, I hear and look on the screen, and it is someone who was a good friend of mine.
Yep.
We had a falling out. And I saw her, and I was making jokes amongst my group. I think some other people heard it. It was funny. She lost a bunch of weight. I said, "Oh, I guess Ozempic does work."
That's not funny, Joe.
I was feeling pretty good about myself. And then so the opportunity came. We went down on the baseball field, and there were different things set up or whatever. So we go down there, we do that. And I see her, and she had and I thought she left.
Mm-hmm.
So my son and I go over. There's this little basketball hoop shooting thing, and we do that for a little bit with this other little kid. It was super cute. And we come walking back over. We go back up into the bleachers. I'm like, "Oh, let me go find my wife and everybody else." And this lady goes, "Hey, can we take a picture of you guys?" Yeah, I'm like, "All right." So and all of a sudden, somebody yells to the lady taking the picture, and I turn and look up, and who is it?
The person you used to be friends
This,
with.
yes.
So what happened? How did why was there a used to be friends?
It's a long. I don't want to. It's convoluted. It's a long story.
So get back to the ballpark.
It's a long story, but it was a very good friend. It was like a very, very close friend, and I was like, oh my god, we made eye contact.
Yeah.
So I took 2 really slow steps up the stairs.
Yep.
And then I was like, I gotta go. I just gotta go up there, and I gotta say hi.
How did it go?
A hug and a kiss, and how are you? You look great.
Yep.
What's new with you? You're doing your thing, I'm doing my thing. How's everybody doing? All that nonsense. Oh my god, so great to see you. Glad we ran into each other. It was and I wouldn't have expected anything different.
Yep.
From this fraud phony.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Like, what happened here? I thought so
no.
So what's the question?
It was fake. In the moment, I mean, I should have been like, go fuck yourself.
But
I didn't.
But why? Here's
but I didn't because I'm a good, decent person, and I can't. Why did but I hate that I did that.
But that's it, the hate part is such a wasted energy. It takes so much more to do the opposite of what you did. It's so much easier, even if you guys never talk to each other again or your arch enemies. It's so much more energy to be that negative person. And then what happens is you fly off the handle, tell them to go themselves. You like how I censored myself?
Yeah, that's
dope,
great. Right? I'm letting it fly because we're on IG.
I don't want to get canceled. But I think what ends up happening is you do that, then it seeps into the rest of your day.
Yeah.
Right? So well, and I'm a victim of that all the time. Especially my job. I always every night I write today's wins and then tomorrow's wants, right? And inevitably out of the 3 things I want the next day to do is be patient or calm or something to that effect. And I get to a point in the day and then I just lose my crap about something. It could be something big, something small, and then it just seeps into the rest of my day. Then it seeps into the rest how I'm dealing with the rest of the people that are coming across me in that particular day. And it has nothing to do with them. If I would have just taken a step back and what I've been trying to do, and I got to get back to it, but last week I took 90 seconds. Before I say something or react, I take 90 seconds, and then usually whatever my initial reaction is passes. Now, I think if you're in conversation with someone and then they say hi and you take 90 seconds to respond, That'd doesn't really. That would be super weird.
An awkward silence, yes, they call that.
But I think having that, the negative reaction, I'm actually kind of proud of you, Joe.
You know what's interesting too? Before you finish that thought, I didn't feel anything emotionally. I didn't feel rageful. I thought that was a person whose neck I'd like to wring. Not physically, but maybe more metaphorically. You know what I mean? But I didn't feel any but I was like, oh, but again, she's such a phony fuck that's how it goes.
Yeah, but I think you're also in such a good spot that
yeah,
you were just if you were in a bad spot in life or just having a bad day, you would have been reacting.
It wouldn't have been metaphorical.
Yeah, but you're just cool. I know you're. This is one thing I always tell people too is I don't mind hanging around fake people or people who I don't really trust because I know them. I see them for who they are. So if you're a snake, I know you're a snake and I'm going to deal with you accordingly. So if you're a fake person, I really don't care. I prefer you not be fake with me. But if you are, I know you're fake and I'm just going to deal with you differently. So I'm not going to be mad at that person for being who they are. I'm just going to treat you differently, right? You're going to be that fucking window. You're not going to be the floor in my group, but I'm proud of you, Joe, because you, like I said, you're usually a truth slayer. You're just out here spitting facts, but I think I'm wearing on you, you old man.
Yeah. I started doing charity work in 1993.
Yeah.
And I do it because I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I do it because I like the sense of camaraderie. I do it because I like the feeling it gives me. I was working with a prisoner at a furniture bank, and this person was so like over. I started crying, like it with such great joy in doing community service. You know what I mean? And the person who I'm talking about does it to her benefit.
Oh, we had this
And I
conversation
hate
before.
that.
Yes, we had this
I
conversation.
hate that. That's fake to me.
I think it's not fake. I think your purpose is different. It's the same result as people are getting help, right? Like,
Sure,
whether it's self-serving, so she
she
feels
does
better.
good work for the community, but for the wrong reasons. And I don't.
Well, that's your reason.
No,
But I like me. I'm not like, so. For example, I had a prime
I'm just
example.
airing my grievances.
I had a like, it was like a random interview this week, right? So it was some second year college student who had a friend of mine had referred him to my office, and I wasn't quite sure of the situation because he came with like almost like a job coach. So I don't know if he had some special needs, whatever the case may be. And I was like super frustrated that I had to do it, right? Like, and because I didn't really know the situation. And I'm like, fine, I'm going to go sit in the conference room. I don't look like a lawyer on this particular day. I got my hat on backwards, tats hanging out.
You don't look like
everywhere.
a lawyer on any particular day.
Well, I do wear suits on occasion. And so, and as soon as I sat down, and clearly he had some learning things going on, but he was trying so hard, dude. Like, and asked like the greatest questions, but he would be like, and then ask the question. And it like ended up being like the best 45 minutes of my fucking week. Like, because he was really trying. And I think one of the things that I really liked about him, because he had questions about, I think he had interest in being a lawyer and what type of lawyer. And you could tell he was kind of not off put about like how I was in the office, but it's the last thing you think of as an attorney is me. And I'm like, listen, dude, you just got to lean into you. Like, what are you good at? Let me guess. You could read, you analyze, you're an introvert. I was like, you're never going to be that guy in a courtroom. Like, that's just not you. But it's okay because there's only one. His name was Max Wang, by the way, which is an awesome name. Like, by far.
I'm Max Wang.
Wang, right? Like, that's an OnlyFans guaranteed $1 million account. But I was just like, dude, you just got to lean into you. And I think it was like the first time someone's ever said, hey, it's okay to lean into.
Embrace your weirdness, man.
Yeah. And he's like, well, how do you get the job guy was like, how do you get the confidence to interact with people? I was like, you got to be confident in yourself first. It's not about your interaction with the people. Your confidence is from how confident you are with yourself. So I think.
Use your phone, please? Oh, why?
We have a guest.
Hey.
We'll use your phone.
Later. I'm doing a show.
I want to do Dream House, please, though.
I don't have my phone. Go
Where
upstairs and get it.
I think Elliot has his phone.
Yeah.
Better go find him.
Okay.
You can say hi.
Hi.
Here we go. Say hi.
Hi.
We're live.
We're live. You're out in the world.
Yep.
It's Joe's daughter.
Yep.
Look at that. Look at that touching moment.
Nick.
No, I feel like I need. I don't have a dog, a cat on my lap. I got nothing.
Dad and first bunny cop.
Oh, my first bunny cop.
Yep, Judy.
Wow, Joe, we're all seeing you another side of you right now.
When are you finished, Dad?
I am finished in about 45 minutes.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Say bye to everybody.
Bye.
And say bye to MacBook.
Bye, MacBook.
All right. Go upstairs and go have some pizza.
When will I get it?
After the pizza party. Don't. You're going to pull the whole internet out.
Sorry, Dad.
Yep. Don't do that. Thanks for stopping by. Quick surprise guest on the program.
You never know who's going to stop by. Next could be Diddy.
So, well, funny, I can't lock the door because I lost the key to the studio.
I did find, you told me this story, and I did find it weird that you locked the basement.
I lock it so nobody comes down here.
It's weird, man.
Why is it weird?
Who locks the basement? Like that's like some like you got like bodies down here.
No, there's equipment and all sorts of stuff down here. Valuable, you know. Look at over your shoulder. Do you see what that is? Those are pictures of all of the Yankee captains, one after the other, all lined up. There's a picture of Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig, and then Lou Gehrig and Joe DiMaggio and Mickey Mantle with Yogi Berra. And it goes all the way to Don Mattingly and Derek Jeter. Yeah, what are you kidding me? Of course I got. Look at this thing. Do you see what's in that case right there?
I do, Joe, but
Yeah,
like I don't know.
Lock it up.
I think like if I'm a cop and I'm a detective and I got to roll in your house and you're locking a basement, there's some bodies down here, dude.
No,
I've never met. Like I come from the generation where we just don't lock anything. Like I've never locked anything in my life. That's probably why my car got stolen.
that lovely young lady who was just on this show came down here twice in the summertime, 2 weeks apart, and did about $4,000 in damage to equipment in this room.
Well, you could have started with that, buddy.
Yeah, so that's why I got the lock on the door. But then I lost the only key, and thank God you were away last week because I couldn't get into the door.
Yeah, that's a tough time. You know what? I forgot our cards, bro. I forgot the card game. So you're gonna have to come up with a question. What's gonna be our question of the night? Anyone got one? Anyone? Someone just let me
If you could go back
He's
in
got
time.
bodies, definitely. Someone said you got bodies down here.
No, that's not cool.
You got bodies.
It's not cool.
Got bodies, Joe. I told you.
I have, in that case, I have 10 Gem Mint 10 LeBron James rookie cards.
So he's just the second best player of all time, Joe.
You're right. There's 2 Michael Jordan rookie cards.
Okay.
Kobe.
Well, now I know your door's not locked. You won't have them.
Tim Duncan.
Nah, Tim Duncan's trash.
Oh, that's crazy. Tim
Crazy
Duncan.
dunk.
Tim Duncan's
Crazy
a
talk.
top 10 all-time NBA player.
What?
Tim Duncan is a top 10
You are
all-time NBA
out of
player.
your mind.
Tim Duncan,
Top 20.
top 10.
Does not make
Tim
10.
Duncan's
Does not make
6
10.
championships,
Wasn't just
MVP.
Wasn't
Well,
it's
it doesn't
one
matter that
MVP.
it was him.
It's just one MVP.
Well, because he was playing with David Robinson, baby.
That's my whole point, buddy.
But David Robinson was older. Tony Parker was decent.
I hated Tony Parker.
Everybody hated Tony Parker. Manu Ginobili. Come on. No good.
No, Mano was overrated too. But
That's why it was all Tim Duncan. Great player. Unbelievable talent.
he was okay. Wasn't really. He's very vanilla, dude. You're just boring to watch. I'd rather watch Sean Kemp snort some lines, grab his crotch when he dunks on your face, and then has a bunch of babies.
Well,
That's the type of people I looked up to.
Sean Kemp was a loser.
You know,
Quite
he was
frankly.
nasty in Seattle. The Rain Man.
He was very good for like 5 or 6
I
years.
know. I got an
And then he
autograph.
got fat. And then he played till he was like 40, and he was like 12 when he got into the NBA.
I got an autograph, a Sean Kemp jersey framed out in my office.
There is nothing Sean Kemp in that entire case right there. Not one Sean Kemp item.
You know what we haven't talked about yet?
What?
You know, there's something big going on in our country right now.
What is that?
I don't know, man. It's weird. People are out voting and shit.
All I know is a lot of people are working at McDonald's these days, and I
Which is
think that
wild.
is
Like here's I'm so glad you brought up the McDonald's because the dude is mocking like 40% of the population out there by working at McDonald's. And everyone's like, oh, it's the greatest thing. Like he's clearly making fun of everyone who works at McDonald's. Like he said, I swear to God, he's like, I didn't realize they didn't grab the French fries with their hands. Like, what is he doing? Like, just fucking digging his hands into the fryer later and just throwing fries on your plate? I can't stand the guy. I'm sorry. I'm really gonna get upset. I've been getting in fights with my girls in my office about it.
I gotta tell you, and I'm not a fan of that guy by any stretch of the imagination, but I gotta tell you,
He knows his market.
I think this was the most overreact. I mean, like most of the stuff that comes to Trump is dumb and petty,
Yeah.
right? I don't know if anybody, I think we talked about this in the last episode we did, that the lawsuit from Jack Smith and what he alleges. And if he could prove what he alleges, that's unbelievable. All the other trials they had against Trump were a stupid waste of time. And meant to hurt his candidacy. Like that's what I think. And I don't like that. I don't think that's right.
I don't necessarily agree.
I
But
don't think that I don't think that's right. Again, I don't like the guy. And to me, the case that Jack Smith is presenting right now, and the timing of that is terrible. But if they could prove what they're alleging from January 6th, then there's a serious issue there. But as far as him using a publicity stunt to go work at a McDonald's, I mean, that's been done by so many people.
yeah, but not in that way. Like, here's my problem, right? And I'm not like a fucking Harris person. Like, I don't like
I
people
think
who-
he did because Kamala said she did, but she didn't. Well, no, Kamala Harris did work at McDonald's.
Yeah.
There's no
disputing that.
fucking pictures of it. And the Republicans, they just keep saying that like it's true. It isn't. She really did work at McDonald's.
Like, and who cares if she did or didn't? Here's my problem, and I'm not like I don't like the Harris.
Well, it matters if she lied about it, but I don't think this lady wholesale just made up. I worked at McDonald's. No, you didn't. Like, yeah, why would you make that up? Who makes that up? Also, if you look at this, is the thing that pisses me off, right? Listen, I'm not a Kamala Harris fan, but I got to tell you, nothing pisses me off more than when I hear somebody say she's not qualified. It's like you're being an asshole. You are.
Well, yes, she's smarter
This
than
is
the majority. Of people
I mean,
out there.
dude, not like she's a lawyer. Just inherently, I'm sorry to say, like you people don't know what you're talking about. These aren't stupid people. They're just not. Okay. It takes a lot to get a law degree and to pass a bar. Okay. She was the attorney general of the state of California. That's a huge job and a huge responsibility. And you can criticize some of the work she did there. That's fine. That's debatable. But she ascended to that job. That's an impressive thing on a resume.
Yeah.
Then she became a senator in the great state of California for 2 terms, served 8 years as a senator. Now you'll point out she was the first candidate out in the Democratic election, in the Democratic primary that Biden won. And she talked a lot of shit. You'll ignore the fact that J.D. Vance called Trump Hitler.
And he's running with him now.
What? And she was the vice president. Again, you want to say the Biden-Harris administration's a failure? That's an argument you could make. It's going to be hard to make it, I think. But she's been the vice president for the last 4 years.
No, my favorite.
So you look at the resume I just explained. To say she's like stupid and unqualified, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That is weak.
It's
But then
lazy.
in the same vein, he didn't really work at a McDonald's. Well, fucking of course not.
Yeah.
It's a political stunt. It's like, hey, look at me. I'm serving fries. And he's such a nitwit. He was like, I just thought they picked it up with their fucking hands. He goes to McDonald's more than anybody as a customer. He thought they were just grabbing shit and he didn't even care.
Joe,
Also,
I'm
my
sorry.
favorite.
I'm sorry, everyone.
My favorite thing on X, by the way.
Sorry, my bad, everyone.
My favorite thing on X. The Democrats were complaining that he wasn't wearing a hairnet.
Yeah.
You want to bring OSHA violations against the what?
Yeah, that's what
Focus on one thing.
Dude, here's it's hilarious. My problem, and it's not like a Republican and Democrat thing. It's just the amount of crazies that get invited to the table because of that guy. Like, it's not like here, like people are like Harris doesn't have a plan. Well, neither one of them have a plan. They have a plan for a plan. That's all you've been.
They have concepts of a plan.
This is what I tell my clients before they're about to go to jail. I have a concept for you. I'm not going to tell you what that concept is, but I got a concept of a plan, right? But like the amount of crazies that get invited to the dinner table is impressive to me. And the other thing, and the other two things, and then I'm going to leave this alone because you've already got irate enough for both of us, is people are like, well, Harris didn't do anything as a vice president, which is like having a job as an assistant manager at the Gap.
Right.
Like your responsibilities are less than the first lady's. Like there's zero things. You couldn't name one vice president that had any type of initiative. They just sit there all day. Like literally, they just wait for the president to die. That is their job, right? So, and the other thing is when you ask someone who supports Trump, what policy are you referring to or relying on that did well during his presidency?
Oh, the low gas prices and the low cost of food.
Okay, and that had nothing to do with Trump.
You want to explain why?
It had nothing. Like Trump's best year was COVID. Like the best thing that ever happened to Trump was fucking COVID. Like COVID saved his presidency. Like that's it. Bottom line, look at the fucking numbers. But like, give me something. The problem the Dems have is we got someone who doesn't have a plan either. Right? Like you have someone who doesn't have a plan. So the way I look at it is, do I want people who invites crazies out there that incites riots on our own country soil with our own people, or someone who has a concept of a fucking plan?
An opportunity economy.
Yes, I don't.
Whatever the fuck
I don't
that
know what
is.
that means, but I.
It sounds promising.
All I know is,
hey, we got an opportunity economy here. There's opportunities in the economy everywhere.
We're gonna find them, but at least we're not going to.
That's how she would have explained it.
But at least we're not having a Viking rushing the White House.
We have an economy. And in the economy,
there's going to be opportunities for you.
Opportunity. So in this economy, opportunity abounds.
But here's what I try to tell people, regardless of who gets voted in or not. And this is probably me just being stupid. I don't care because I just wake up in the morning and I'm going to go do what I do. That's it.
Can I give you in my professional opinion?
Yeah.
As somebody who does political talk radio, I really don't think this is going to go well for the Republicans, if I'm being honest. And I'll point to 2 years ago, and I understand it's a presidential election and that was a midterm, but the economy was pretty bad in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And the polling from independent voters seemed to suggest that they were very concerned with the economy. Now, the Democrats passed something called the Inflation Reduction Act, which actually lowered inflation over 2 years from 9.3 to 3.3. People will be like, well, it's a lot higher. Well, what? The way they measure inflation is 3.3%. That's what it is. It's gone down 6%. And most of the world is still up in the double digits or the 20s or worse. So we're in actually a lot better shape than people would have you believe. Also, I haven't paid more than $2.80 for gas in like a month. So you're losing the economy argument right now.
You pay $2.80 for gas? What kind of car do you drive?
What do you get?
I'm paying like $4 and some change.
What do you buy premium?
Yeah.
Buy the 87, motherfucker.
Yeah, you know, I gotta go change.
When that shit goes back down to like $1.80, I'll buy the nice stuff for $1.93. But fuck you.
You know me. I just
anyway, and this is exactly, by the way, I predicted this at the midterm election that the Republicans would show that they couldn't lead in the legislative branch. And you might recall they couldn't get a speaker for like a month. That was embarrassing. Then they passed nothing. They investigated Hunter Biden, which was great until Joe Biden dropped out of the election. Pivot, no plan. dumbasses. So you wasted 2 years in the running the house. So now you're going to lose the house. You're probably going to lose whatever what's the Senate's close, but whatever it is, you're probably in trouble there. I think Kamala Harris is going to win because if you couldn't get independent women 2 years ago to vote for you when the economy really was shitty, you're not going to get them now.
Oh, you are.
Not with abortion on the.
Yes, you are.
No.
You know who I just saw supported Trump? Danica Patrick.
Is that the race car driver? Oh, by the way,
All right.
what's the dude from the Insane Clown Posse?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, Silent J, I think, from Insane Clown Posse endorsed Kamala Harris today. So
great.
There we have it.
Like it's wild that we
done and done.
yeah, like
it's locked up now, kid.
All right, we got to get back to some positive talk, dude. Positive talk.
But you know what? We just talked about politics. I don't think that was negative. I don't think that was negative at all.
Actually, I had a good conversation. That was the most calm I've been about politics in a while because usually I just get irate and yell at people. I'm bad about that.
You know, here's the other thing. And again, as someone who's around this every single day and has been now for a few years, the rhetoric on both sides in terms of this is the most important election and we'll never survive. It's like
wild. We're going to be okay.
I'm sorry to say, and I pointed this out to my wife the other day. My wife was very concerned that the United States would never be the same after Trump. I thought we bounced back all right.
Yeah, we're going to be fine.
I really do.
Like everybody, I just had this conversation.
He's not going to become a dictator. No one's going to.
But we're all going to be
ridiculous.
Fine. We're all going to adjust and we're all going to be fine. Like I was just talking to some of my staff were it's the end of the world and, Sparta, died and Rome went down and it's just bound to happen. I'm like, I'm not worried about that. Like, we're going to be okay. But I think people will lose sight of, for me, I just think I try to keep everything basic and I'm not always good at it, but I just try to be a good person. If we're just
nice,
being good people, you don't have to like everybody, but just look at the person who's just not a raging asshole. Because I think at the end of the day, regardless of what your policies are, the president is just a salesperson for the United States. That's all they are. If you look at the most admired presidents, it's not really policy. It's just how they sold themselves to everybody else. And for me, do I want that man selling us? Right? Or the way he is invites certain attitudes, right? And it's we all have those people that we don't want to invite to the family party because they're raging assholes. And that's a family party. Now you're inviting that person into the White House. We've already seen what's going to happen. But I think at the end of the day, regardless of who's in office, the responsibility is really on us to get us who's going to be in Congress, and who's really calling the shots. But we all have a responsibility, I think, in society as general, as, no, you just don't watch out for yourself. I hate that attitude of, as long as it doesn't affect me, I don't give a rip. Because we're all in this shit. I
mean, listen,
it's frustrating.
I don't understand. I know a lot of people that don't subscribe to that, and they're like, fuck everybody else, which, that's fine and be you, I guess, but that's not, I can't.
Well, but
I can't do that. I told you I had a buddy who was like, under Trump, I'm making $150 more a month, and I'm like, I don't know, dude, I can't support that shit. I don't know what my price is, but it's not $150 a month.
No, but because we don't live
I think
in
it'd
this,
be a more substantial figure.
Well, I mean, even on the tax policy is fucking outrageous, because if I'm just basing it on that, I would want Trump in all day, because it's really going to his policies are going to affect me. They're like a higher bracket.
I mean, if you really want to talk about, I'll tell you right now, if you're like a middle class person who supports Trump, and if you shop at Walmart and shit like that, you got to understand how unbelievably stupid the trade war with China was, and that all of the tariffs that he put on the China, the billions of dollars that they took in on that, the price all got passed on to you on the shit that you were buying.
Yeah. So
he didn't do you any favors with his trade war with China. It benefited him and his companies.
well, like 1,000%. But my point is, like, we don't live in this isolated bubble where, as long as it doesn't affect me, I don't give a shit, because everything bleeds into your life. Like, and if people don't see that, like, you don't just walk around in a bubble and just do what you do, and like the ripple effects of life don't have any impact on your household and what you're doing is ridiculous. Like, and it's just, I think it's completely infuriating, because we all are in the same arena. Like, regardless of what you feel about, like, people are like, well, it's like, he came on last night and he's like, there's, God made men, women, and like all of this shit. Like, I don't understand. I just, like, I don't, like, even say on the transgender shit, not to get into all of this, I don't care. Like, I don't care. Like, I think I care when it may bleed into sports and things of that nature. But, like, frankly, like, you're not affecting my household, right? Like, yes, there should be lines drawn, whatever your personal feelings are. But, like, to just have these blanket statements, like this old white man mentality, right? Like, that's what it is. And it's just, instead of seeing the whole picture, people are just, it's just like, I've never seen like so many ignorant people come out and just say ignorant things, and just out loud, like, just like screaming it. Usually it's just like the ignorant people hang out with ignorant people and say ignorant shit. And now it's just, it's okay to say everything.
I have a lot of friends who are, our age, in their 40s and 50s, who are so displeased with the way society has turned out and the way the culture is right now. And it's like, this isn't the America I grew up in. And I'm like,
yeah,
whatever. I don't know.
Like, people are like, I want to get out of the US and fucking leave.
Sure.
Like, because I can promise you there's a reason why people want to come here. Right? Like,
sure, of course.
There's a reason why people hide out
to
in
kill
fucking
us.
Trucks. Yes, they come here to kill us.
Also to take all our jobs.
Eat our animals, dude.
And
eat our pets.
Eat our pets.
Yes.
Also to get on welfare.
Yes.
While also stealing the jobs.
Correct. Because they don't want to work for
That's
a living.
Amazing.
But it's like, you don't see people hanging on an airplane to get out of this country. Like, you see that shit happen in other worlds, right? But people are risking their lives to come here. So is it the perfect place to be? No, but there is no perfect place. But you are far better off in this country than you are in 98% of the rest of the fucking world.
Oh, no doubt about it.
It is, and to take it for granted and say, you know what, this country is shit, we are going to shit. Like, that's your own attitude, and you continue to have that attitude. That attitude spreads. That's your own perception. But take a step back and look at what we have, the opportunities we have, and just realize, hey, like, we are everybody's neighbor. You don't got to be friends with everybody, but like, to live in this like your brain's isolated like environment of I'm just gonna do me. I don't care about what anyone else is doing and how it affects everyone. That's ridiculous, because life is. I'm a big energy guy, like, right? So I think the energy you put out there, it's like the ocean, it's like the waves, it's just a ripple effect.
I think we've also lost the sense of community.
But 1,000, I cannot say this enough. We have this older lady that lives in our neighborhood, Joanne. She just lost her husband. They were married like 60 years, bro. It's the most heartbreaking thing, because she was just like, I don't want to be in the house and all of this stuff. But I'm like, I love sitting out in my front yard, like, because I always wanted a porch, because I always wanted to watch people in the neighborhood. And she's the only one out of everybody. Yeah, I know, it's kind of weird.
It's a weird thing to say.
No, it isn't, because
I want to watch people in the neighborhood.
I'm that old guy. I'm like 80 years old in a rocking chair. Like, what you doing? But like, you don't have the neighborhood. Like, you don't have like the kids hanging out.
Oh,
you don't have the block parties.
Vin, I'll tell you right now, my two older daughters are 23 and 21.
Mm-hmm.
And when they were 10, 12, the kids in the neighborhood all used to, I mean, they used to play. I have like you've seen my backyard
Yeah.
with the wooded area. They used to play Hunger Games in there, like
Yep.
a game of tag, and I mean, it was be like 20 kids up in there, and now there's nobody out. There's
Dude.
nobody to play with. My son walks up and down the street, and there's like nobody around.
Dude, it's crazy because I remember, I mean, from a lot of my childhood, I lived in my grandparents' house. They had a 2-family. Lived on the street. There was a bunch of kids, and like the neighborhood raised you, right? Like your neighbors, your friends' moms watched you. Like it was just a different environment. Like you learned your social skills that way. I always like equated to, it's like now, like you get like, I deal with a lot with like gang violence and drugs and stuff like that, just given my job. And I always say, you know, it's not the hood becomes a neighborhood when something bad happens, right? But like we don't have that neighborhood anymore where someone else's parents are watching out for those kids. Or I remember my stepson, this was a few years ago. I said, man, wish I could just go outside and hang out like you used to. And I'm like, dude, there's the door. But he's like, yeah, but no one else is out there. Like that, and that's when it clicked. And I'm like, you don't have those kids riding the bike around the cul-de-sac and just hanging out. And I think that has to do a lot with the social media and how kids interact differently now than we did. And I think we also have to adjust as adults to that because it's a different form of communication. But that lack of social contact is really like affected everybody.
Yeah.
And but that sense of community, you don't have that anymore. Like it's just really like infuriating. But that's one of the things I admire when I'm talking to old people, like older people, you know, like 60, 70, they still have that sense of community, right? Like you go to a diner, like they all know each other, like they're all still doing
sure. And I
coffee
think them seeing us getting away from that is upsetting to them.
Well, yes.
And I think they see it as I mean, I think we would agree that it's not good.
No, it's bad. I think it's very bad because we are, and I would just say it again because I've been saying it all night, but like we are all in this together. Like we're all every day, everything we do has an impact that you're not seeing, right? Like, and I'm guilty of it at times. The way I communicate maybe impacting somebody that person is now impacted them. They go home and it's impacting their life, and it's just a ripple effect, right? Like it's all energy. It's all the energy you're putting out there. And we don't have a sense of that. And I think it's because of the lack of interaction, or we're all out for ourselves. Or we got to be, I remember when I was in my previous marriage, and it was just a product of us working through our professions, but like I was always trying to be better than my neighbor, right? Like I always wanted the next best thing. And I think you're always chasing instead of saying, you know what, you're chasing a dream instead of realizing you may be living it, right? So I think one of the things that I learned when I went through my divorce and, you know, meeting my wife and my stepchild and stuff, they made me realize the concept of that time, and you have limited time. I saw something the other day. It's if you're in your 40s, dude, you're like 57% done with your life. Like you're already on the back half, so you only have so much time. Like, but
Boy,
I'm sorry, Joe. I'm sorry. Like, it's too much tequila. My bad, guys. I'm gonna go back to fun, Vin. You know what?
Do you see all the white? I was just lamenting on that the other day. I said to my older daughter, I said, because she was like, oh, she's like, there's so much white now. And I go, dude, you know what? There just comes a time in your life where like you look in the mirror and you don't really recognize the face anymore. You know what I mean? Like you've aged from like when you were a kid. I just said like, that's it. Life, fuck. It's a flash. It's an absolute flash.
It's for me. It's like seeing like people like you haven't seen in a while. And the last time I was like, oh, I remember their kid being like 3, and the kid's fucking driving a car.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like that is it flies by, but I think it's a good thing too. Like I like this point in my life. Like I'm good, right? Like
I really like being 40.
Well, I'm 45.
49 sucks.
Yeah, my wife's not a big fan of 49. You know, she'd be a big 5-0.
My neck has hurt for most of 49. It just hurts. It's like sore. I don't even know what the fuck's going on. Oh, Jesus.
What did my sister say? My sister said she thought we were gonna bring up Diddy. You know what the best thing about Diddy?
The baby oil.
No, it's just the memes that come out. I saw one the other day. It was shaving Ryan's privates.
Oh my
And I had 'em-
God.
yes, yes. So those are pretty dope. I mean, no one can be shocked by the Abercrombie and Fitch guys. Like, they had just dudes half naked standing out in the West Farms Mall. Like, they're like, oh my God, they were sex trafficking. No shit. I went for an interview. I was working at the Gap, so I went and an interview to Abercrombie and Fitch. They're like, height, weight, take your shirt off. I was like,
Really?
hell yeah. I was like, hell no. And I've never in my whole life, ever since I came out of my wife's womb, had that body where I'm walking around in some denim and no shirt. Just was just not my
That was the
genetic
interview?
code.
Take your shirt off.
Yeah, dude. It was, I had a case.
Are you sure that was an interview? I think that was a date.
I think they were going to put me on a boat. It was weird.
I'll bet.
Dude, I sued Abercrombie and Fitch. I had a wrongful a discrimination suit. I represented this beautiful young African-American girl, gorgeous. She worked there, and they told her to go home and straighten her hair like a white girl. Like, they said it, and then they sent it in an email.
Oh no, you don't put that in an email.
I
mean, you put that in a personal email. No, I'm just kidding.
but it was like the craziest thing. And then like we would depose the manager, but like, yeah, that's just our policy.
The policy is that you have to straighten your hair like a white girl.
Yeah, that was it at the time.
It's in the employee handbook.
Yeah, dude, they had like literally a man. And this is what you need to look like. It was
wow.
It was wild, but yeah. So it's crazy times. But none of that, like the Diddy stuff, doesn't shock me. Like people being perverts, like I see it like every day. It's in my office. Like it's just like there's zero things on the criminal front that you're gonna be like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not into that.
Did you see the Menendez brothers are going to be on parole immediately?
Oh, immediately?
Yeah, I think the district attorney's asking for immediate parole.
I think that's horseshit. Those guys are the most guilty fucking people on the planet.
Nah,
and I mean, I watched the documentary, and I'm sorry, like, there's nothing. What they did was horrible. And I understand shooting the father if the allegations they made against him are true.
They're true.
I don't know that.
They are true.
You don't know that.
They are true.
They're allegations.
Okay.
They're unsubstantiated allegations. Okay. They're unsubstantiated allegations.
Listen, you stick to your radio, and I can tell
They're
you.
unsubstantiated allegations. Where's the evidence?
Okay, Joe.
But that's fine. I'll grant you.
Yeah.
I'll grant you that Jose.
I already know where you're going.
Diddly daddling.
Okay. I already know where you're
going.
Why
are you shooting the mom?
Because the mom knew about it.
How do you know?
The wife, your wife knows everything that goes on in your life.
That's what you think.
I can tell you right now, I couldn't
No,
get
she
up.
does.
She
plans most of my day.
Yeah, but there's zero things I'm getting by my wife. Zero.
Yeah.
Like, no matter how much I hide it. So if you think this mom didn't know her kids were getting porked by the husband,
I don't know.
It's out of your mind, bro.
That's hard to believe.
No, it's not hard to believe. I deal with this every day. And in every case I've had that was similar to that, both parents knew. Both parents knew.
How many of those cases? What percentage?
That the dad, when the dad was banging the child?
That the mom also knew.
100%. 100%.
There's not. I couldn't find one case where the
not
mom
that
didn't
I've
know.
dealt with personally.
Okay.
But there is zero.
Is there even a case where the mom lied and said she didn't know when she might have?
Oh, 1,000%. Of course.
Okay.
They are not riding or dying with a pervert husband.
All right. So like 99%.
No, it's gonna be 100.
It's like 97.
It's gonna be. It's like the kid who just carved up his dad in like Richfield.
Yeah.
Like
that
took
had
his
it coming, right?
Well, put it this way: the kid allegedly ripped up his dad's testicles, like unraveled them. They cut his dick off, right? Removed the dad's heart, and then put the dick where the heart was. What do you think happened to that kid?
I'll bet you he
Yeah.
wanted some Roblox bucks and wouldn't, and his dad said
He had too
no.
many zins and he just fucking snapped. like, let the Menendez brothers out. They're gonna, it's gonna be infuriating. They're gonna be stupid rich and just make movies and just live their life. But like, listen, they did their time. I mean, I'm not gonna hate on him. If dad was the diddler and the mom knew about it, go die. And it happened, bro. It happened.
I don't know.
But good for those guys, dude. I love seeing. You know what's great about America? Comeback stories.
People do love a good comeback.
Yo, did you see the Diddy recordings when he was like talking to his kid? He's like, "Yo, make sure you clean out all the pizza boxes." Like, and the kid's like, "What? Empty all the pizza boxes."
Yikes.
Bro, who's your lawyer? Like, what are you doing? Anyways, we were having a good talk, and then I got too emotional, and now we're talking about, dicks getting replaced with hearts and hearts.
That's insane. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it just happened. Like, literally just happened like 4 or 5 months ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in Connecticut.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in Ridgefield, some like weird rich kid who went fucking crazy on his pops. Like, literally, like, removed his testicles, unraveled them. Like, I think he shoved them in.
You could have almost freestyled right there. Rich kid from Richfield, popping his pops.
I can. I can, but after but then Obama did it. So, did you see that? That was in Detroit. I was like, that was cringeworthy. Maybe I will one day do a little freestyle, have a couple glasses.
I think that would be fun. But I saw it there.
Oh, it was there, dude. I could do it. I still got it.
Dude. Yeah, I love that. I really enjoyed that.
I remember we went out to dinner with so my stepson has a new girlfriend.
Congratulations.
I'm pretty excited for him. I'm pretty excited. It's great, but we're going out to dinner. It was like our first time going out to dinner. I still want to be that like cool dad, right? So like I'm gonna put on like some 50 Cent song that I know the words to. I was about to start spitting bars, let her know I got fire. And my wife's like, I got a headache. Just ruined my moment. But I wanted to be like the cool dad. Yeah. I wanted to be the cool dad, but my wife wasn't really feeling good. She was a trooper, went out. But my wife, I was like, hey, why don't you just stay home? My wife's like, I don't want her to have to go out to dinner just with you.
Yeah.
Because I'm like some kind of embarrassing person.
Do you think that girl knows who 50 Cent is?
Everyone knows who 50 is, dude. He transcends generations. He's one of the true American heroes. That guy is the best. I love 50. Capitalizes on everything, and he's brilliant. Dude, you ever read his book?
No.
It's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. He's a pretty amazing story, dude. All the businesses he runs and the way he capitalizes off of everyone's downfalls. Like, he already sold the Netflix documentary. Like, he's been filming a Diddy documentary for 10 years, waiting for this moment. And then he gets arrested, then the media sells it to Netflix for like $1 bajillion. Brilliant.
And then he did that thing with the water.
What water?
The mineral water. Remember?
Vitamin water.
Vitamin water. I think 50 should do stand-up.
Yo, 50 is the best follow on Instagram by far. He is hilarious. He's hilarious. And he sues everybody. He's my hero.
All right.
So on that note, we're over an hour. Hopefully everyone had some fun. Instagram Live, how did we do? I don't know. I don't know about that crowd. We'll get a little better film setup. I'm not sure if they could even hear us, to be honest with you.
Oh, that'd have been tough.
I think these people might have been just like sitting here watching us, like
waiting for us to start.
Anyways, changeofplansct.com. It's me and Joey, Bag of Donuts. Another episode in the books. We'll be back at it next week. Maybe I'll do something from Nashville.
Oh, that might be fun.
Also, too, if you guys are viewing live, feel free to drop in the comments if you guys have any questions, topics you want us to discuss. If you guys need any life coaching, that means, especially from me, you've hit rock bottom. So I guarantee you could only go up if you were calling my cell phone. That's all I got, man. Changeofplansct.com, Positive Rescue. Check us out. Rescue some pups. Talk to you soon.